Good morning. Glad to welcome you to Newspaper Review today, Wednesday the 21st of August 2019. On the news today, kidnapped kingpin has been re-arrested. Talking about Wadume. President Buhari swears in ministers. Supreme Court rejects Atiku's request to inspect the INEC server. There are more. So stick with us as we give you the updates. I am Charles Philip Owakolam.
And I am Rachel Igbunu. A very good morning to our esteemed viewers. Charles has the first paper of the day.
Right, the first paper happened to be the Blueprint newspaper. And the leading story says, retreat ends. Who gets what as Buhari swears in ministers? You can see the picture of the ministers elect. And the kicker says, Agba or Oga may head petroleum. Information awaits Lai or Keyamo. Magashi in line for defense. Ahmed may return to finance. You get the details on page 6. If you come down, that's a picture of Yobe State Governor Malam Maibuni exchanging copies of agreements signed with Managing Director Family Home Funds Limited, Femi Adewale, for the construction of 2,600 housing units in the state. But this agreement happened at the Governor's Lodge, Yobe Governor's Lodge, Asokoro, Abuja, yesterday. And the other picture happens to be a picture of the suspected Taraba kingpin, Wadume, being paraded by the police operatives after re-arresting him. And this picture was taken in Abuja. Okay, bottom strip stories. Why Atiku PDP lost at Supreme Court. No cause for alarm, says ex-vice president. Get the details on page 5. Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria to roll out 20 combat vehicles. That is according to the DG. Taraba kidnap kingpin Wadume re-arrested. Page 17. Journalist guide rates Kogi governor high on governance. Fake admission. 200 Imo University students to miss graduation. I get the details to know the reason why. It is on page 16. Let's go up below the masthead of the Blueprint newspaper. Ban north-south headers migration. Governor Ganduje tells federal government. Says Ruga shouldn't be national issue. No plan to remove Emir Sanusi. Matawale wants logistics for Zamfara Ruga. The details are on page 14 and page 6 as well. Flood kills pregnant women. 5 orders. It happened in Jigawa, page 15. Flood kills pregnant woman and 5 orders in Jigawa. Okay, beside the masthead, Nigerian stock market world's worst performing. Nigerian stock market world's worst performing, says Bloomberg, page 34. 3 Benue monarchs suspended over Katsina Allah killings, page 16. And finally, Unilorin Malls Community TV broadcasting. It is on page 29.
Okay, thank you, Charles. Next is the Nigerian Tribune, and I'll take it from the top above the masthead. It says 200,000 children die annually due to preventable diseases in Nigeria. That is coming from the European Union, EU. And you can find the details on page 2. I'll come down below the masthead on page 8. Supreme Court rejects Atiku PDP's request to inspect INEC server. Banditry. Ex-IGP Abubakar visits Sultan on Northwest security. The detail is on page 5. And on Kogi 2019 governorship election, it says Onoja drums up support for Bello's second term ambition. It's our turn to produce governor governor says Kogi West youth. You can find the detail on page 36. And the lead story on Nigerian Tribune says Wadume rearrested. Wadume rearrested suspected Taraba kidnap kingpin confesses. How soldiers killed policemen set me free. That the detail is on page 2, and we have this picture of the suspected kidnap kingpin Alhaji Amisu Bala Wadume with the commander of the IGP Intelligence Response Team Abakari and other members of the team during Wadume's parade at the force headquarters Abuja on Tuesday. Okay, then beside the picture, protests in Ekpe over EFCC's search of Ambode's house. No cause for alarm that's coming from Ambode. Our operatives attacked, vehicle vandalized from EFCC. No attempt to plant money in his house, agency adds. Young lawyers narrate what happened during search. The detail is on page 6. And finally, from the Nigerian Tribune, U.S. allocates additional $75 million to fight HIV/AIDS in Nigeria. That story is on page 39. It's over to you, Charles.
Okay, thank you. Leadership newspaper Nest. How notorious kidnap kingpin Wadume was nabbed in Kano. You can get the details of that story on page 4 of the Leadership newspaper. IGP louds operatives, wild jubilation in Taraba. Coming down south, Supreme Court rejects Atiku's request to inspect INEC server. And the ex-VP says no cause for alarm. That story starts from the front page. It's continued on page 4. That is a picture of some former ministers and as well incoming ministers during the 2-day retreat. It happened in Abuja yesterday. U.S. earmarks $75 million for HIV/AIDS in Nigeria, page 10. Some other bottom strip stories. Senator Abbas' absence stalls assault trial, page 24. I go to page 14. Drama as EFCC raids Ambode's residence. Ganduje seeks ban of herdsmen's movement to south, page 2. PMB reappoints additional Shehu as media aides, page 12. Let's go up above the leading headline: bank loans to domestic economy. Bank loans to domestic economy fall to 15 trillion naira. Bank loans to domestic economy fall to 15 trillion naira. And finally, journalists score Kogi governor high on security and infrastructure. It is on page 12. Over to you now.
All right, Charles. Next is the the Nation newspaper, and I'll take it from the top above the masthead. That Federal Inland Revenue Service blocks Obasanjo farms, others accounts, and it has this kicker: Davido Omisori, 18,997 affected. The story is on page 11, and on page 7. 4 killed in deputy governor's convoy. Gunmen ambush traveling party. And below the masthead, Nigerians expect quick results from ministers. The story starts from the front page and it continues on page 6. And on that same page, revealed how Wadume was arrested. It starts from the front page and it continues on page 6. And on page 9, speakers. Governors reluctant to grant lawmakers financial autonomy. You can find the details on page 9. And we have the picture of Sanwo-Olu to EXCO members. Lagos must remain top destination. The governor is presenting letter of appointment to commissioners for Water, Commissioner for Information and Strategy, and also a Special Advisor on Innovation and Technology. We come to the lead story on the Nation newspaper. Alleged misdeeds. EFCC searches Ambode's home. Ex-governor. Have not been contacted. Agencies burst attacked in Ekpe. And we have this quote from Ambode. These searches were carried out extensively, and at the end of the exercise, the operatives left without any incident. That's coming from Ambode. And from EFCC, the Commission's operatives were attacked and prevented from executing the search warrant in Ekpe by Irate youths. The story starts from the front page and it continues on page 6. And the bottom strip story, Showore plots government takeover, says DSS. That story can be found on page 10. And finally, from the Nation newspaper on page 6, Supreme Court rejects Atiku's pleas. It's over to you.
Okay, we have the next newspaper, the New Telegraph newspaper. I'd like to start from the top. PwC, Nigeria's remittance inflows surpass foreign aid. Nigeria's remittance inflows surpass foreign aid. That story starts from the front page and it's continued on page 8. Let's come down below the masthead. Supreme Court to Atiku, you can't inspect INEC server. Page 5. Slain Catholic priest buried amid tears. Eulogies. Page 8. CBN sells 299 billion naira treasury bills in 1 week. That's on page 19. Drama, confusion as EFCC raids Ambode's homes. Page 6. And for the leading headline, kidnapped kingpin Wadume tracked to uncle's Kano home. Suspect, soldiers shot policemen, cut off my handcuffs. Police recover 13 cars from suspect, owns 20 houses. Kidnappers collect 4 million naira, free governorship candidate. Get the details on page 8 and 9. The pictures are pictures of the pictures are that of the operatives of the police posing with the rearrested kingpin, and the other picture is the Wadume's uncle's house where he was rearrested. Okay, bottom strip stories. Buhari, Abba Kyari will handle all my memos, schedules, says SGF will take care of the Federal Executive Council, MDA's documents. That is on page 4. And lastly, microplastics in fish may be harmful to humans. Microplastics in fish may be harmful to humans. That is on page 31.
Okay. We have the This Day newspaper above the masthead. Banking sector consumer credit increases to 754 billion naira. The story starts from the front page and it continues on page 6. Gunmen attack Nasarawa deputy governor's convoy, kill 3 policemen. The detail is on page 10. And the lead story, below the masthead, Buhari Atiku adopt final addresses at Presidential Election Tribunal today. You can find the detail on page 9. And the lead story on This Day newspaper, Wadume, how soldiers aided my escape from police custody. Has this quote from Wadume. Soldiers took me to their headquarters and sewed off the handcuffs on me. After that, I ran away and have been in hiding since then until the police rearrested me. The story starts from the front page and it continues on page 9. Buhari inaugurates cabinet today. Tax minister designates to give their best. The story starts from the front page and it continues on page 8. And on page 9, EFCC denies alleged attempt to frame Ambode. And we have this picture stacked expanding investment frontiers. The Minister of Energy, Industry and Mineral Resources, Saudi Arabia, Mr. Khalid, and President Dangote Group's Alhaji Aliko Dangote during a meeting with the Saudi Minister on investment opportunities in Africa. This happened yesterday. That's it from here.
Okay, going over to the Vanguard newspaper. How police rearrested Kingpin Wadume. This story, this is a success story. Anyway, happens to be on all the dailies today. Yes, he was rearrested in Kano. Suspect in SARS detention facility in Abuja. Timely arrest of Wadume by police saved him from assassination, according to a source. Adds he was given a phone to aid his escape. And that's a picture of commander of the IGP Intelligence Response Team, DCP Abakari, the second right, and his team members with the arrested kidnapped Kingpin Hamisu Wadume during his parade before the media at the force headquarters Abuja yesterday. Okay, beside the picture, Buhari to ministers, channel your requests, executive matters through Kyari, and the SGF, page 12. And then on Naira Watch, Naira depreciates to 363.68 Naira per dollar in the investors and exporters window. Bottom strip stories. Nigeria has lots of professors not translating to development, says Gambari. That's on page 9. Presidential poll. Supreme Court rejects Atiku PDP's request to inspect INEC's server, page 8. 37 aid workers, 35,000 killed in Northeast, says UN. Wow. Right, that's on page 9. 40-year-old man rapes 7-year-old girl in Kebbi. Gives her sweets. It's on page 6. And moving up above the masthead, politics. Boko Haram. Why insurgency is difficult to defeat. Why insurgency is difficult to defeat, according to Ajia Alami. How Ekweremadu, Nwodo, Southeast governors provoked the IPOB, according to Nnamdi Kanu, page 43. Lawyers, EFCC clash over raid of Ambode's house, page 41. And according to Vanguard Maritime, oil firms begin compliance with federal government's directive on stevedoring contractors. You have to see inside story for the details. Remittances into Nigeria to hit $34.8 billion by 2023. Get the details on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. That's it.
All right, business day is next. Aircraft, the lead story, aircraft towing persists at Lagos airport over infrastructure decay. NACO, SACO, pocket 985 million naira annually for towing as escalators pack up. And we have this picture of the Deputy National President, Nigeria Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, and others during their courtesy visit to Business Day head office in Apapa, Lagos yesterday. Beside the picture, Buhari bars ministers from direct contact with him, asks them to pass through the Secretary General of the Federation and Chief of Staff. The story starts from the front page and it continues on page 38. An inside story, police rearrest notorious kidnap kingpin Wadume. The detail is on page 2. And finally, from the Business Day newspaper, Ghana sees dollar rain with slave heritage. With slave heritage tourism, Nigeria should too. The detail is on page 4. And that's it from the front pages of the newspaper. Newspaper Review will be back with sports update after this short break. Please stay tuned.
The Anglican International Academy, AIA, is a Christian co-educational school located in the Zido district of Abuja. We have highly qualified teachers who we train and retrain for continuous professional development. Our teacher-student ratio and ultra-modern facilities meet international educational standards. AIA officially opens from September 2019, so avail your child the opportunity to acquire knowledge in an environment ideal for learning and spiritual growth. Admission into JSS1 is on. Forms are available at Episcopal House, 24 Douala Street, Wuse Zone 5, All Saints School, Wuse Zone 3, and Anglican Girls Grammar School, Apo, Abuja. For inquiries, call 080-3311-3935 or 080-3955-8787. Anglican International Academy. Excellence, faith, and integrity are watchword.
Welcome back from the break. Let's take you to the sporting events now on the sports pages. Page 52 of the Vanguard newspaper. Ukraine friendly. Don't crucify Roa over invited players, says Adepoju, reacting to the invitation of some players by the coach Roa for the friendly match with Ukraine. PSG opened door for Neymar to return to Barca on loan. Salah hopes to win more penalties with VAR. Okay, coming down, Maguire, Rashford back Pogba over abuse. Messi's absence raises doubts over Betis' return. Olympic qualifier, Oshoala injury scare for Nigeria. Oshoala injury scare for Nigeria. Wow. Okay, Afro basketball title. Stakeholders want the Tigress rewarded financially. And finally on this page, Imama Amapakabo backs Iwobi to succeed at Everton. Okay, let's move to page 53. Chelsea send get well message to Sarri. Okay, Sarri missed Juventus clash with Tristina last weekend because he was feeling unwell, and the former club thought it well to send him some get well message. Okay, CAF Champions League, Akono tips Kotoko to oust Pillars. African Games, Flying Eagles edge out South Africa. Alright, and coming down to OSFI board games, 16-year-old Okeke emerges champion. Table tennis, African teams battle for Tokyo 2020 slots. Alright, and on the details has the fixtures with groups from A to F. And okay, finally on this page, Hazard eyes Villarreal return. Real Madrid star summer signing Eden Hazard could be back in action sooner than expected as he recovers from a thigh injury. Okay, and he hopes to be back against Villarreal. Incidentally, that is the last story for the sports pages, and on that note we'll bring it to an end today. We shall be back on Friday, so please look out for us, but before then, bye for now.